Hello there, and welcome to another episode of BossVersity. It's time for you to boss up. Today we're going to talk about a subject that is actually being overlooked when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to business. We look at everything. We look at the plan, we look at the idea, we look at the implementation, we look at the attributes and skills and everything that we need. But one thing that we don't do is we never actually educate ourselves financially. You see, it's one thing about making money. This is the mindset of most entrepreneurs, making money. But the idea should not be making money, it should be keeping money. When you're making money and you're not aware of how much taxes you're paying off, you're not aware of how much is going out, what is the point? So you need to educate yourself as well in knowing what the financial settings is in whatever country you find yourself in. What the financial requirement is for the type of business that you set up. Now, you see, when it comes to finance, we talk about accountancy. Let's say you're starting a business right now. One huge aspect of it is accountancy. You can read a book about accountancy. Knowing how to set up a company is one aspect. But then knowing about your taxes, knowing what tax bracket do you fall into, all of these stuff is part of it. Knowing what threshold I'm finding myself because of the level or size of my business, all of these things are very, very important. And you need to make sure that you can actually keep yourself measurable. You have to be able to measure yourself. Now I find myself in this tax bracket because I'm making 100 grand a year. Now I'm making over 250 grand a year, okay? So I am going to find myself in this tax bracket. You need to know all of these things. You see, when it comes to financial education, this is something that is literally the A and O of business, of entrepreneurship. None of us looks at it at all. I didn't do that. When I started my business, it was all about the idea. It was all about how much money I was going to make. But then when you start making money, and then you realize, actually, I've got more outgoings that I'm taking in. You now sit down to look at where and how you can find help. But you could have avoided all of this from the beginning. You can avoid all of this from the beginning when you look and get some sort of financial education, because it's a great aspect of it. So I want to challenge you today, okay, to have your business plan, everything ready, but also look at the financial things. Look at the financial obstacles that you're going to face. Is it better for me to open my company here? Is it better for me to open my company in a different country maybe because of the tax requirements? You need to look at those things as well, because it's all part of business. Even if you've got an accountant, they are still accountable to you. So you need to have some sort of or a level of understanding in order to understand what they're telling you. So financial education is one big aspect. And also remember, it's not about making money, it's about keeping the money. BossVersity, we are here today to explain to you, break it down to you, that this is actually the most important aspect of it. And make sure that you're recording everything, because you need to be able to measure yourself every step of the way in order to know where you went wrong, in order to know where you have to correct yourself. Most people fail in business because they have got zero clue about the financial aspect of their business. All they are looking at is getting the revenue that they can bring in. You can bring in £1 million today, $1 million, $1 million, whatever currency your country is in. But how much of that are you going to keep? Tax avoidance, yes, it's not a crime. But tax evasion is a crime. When you know your finance, when you have a little bit of financial education, you would know, okay, here and there, if I tweak it here, I can save some money here. I can save on taxes here. So let's get in the habit of educating ourselves also financially. Whether you're a business owner, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are a worker who is looking to invest somewhere. But the financial education is something that they don't teach us in school, really and truly. They don't tell you about finance. Even the accountants have got different levels and different layers of accountancy. So let's be a student. Let's learn to love to learn. Let's learn to love to learn, because this is the only way or the only time we're progressing, when we love learning. Now, it's time for you to boss up, and I'll see you on the next episode.